Okay, this is the second video, and what we're going to look at in this one is using our perspective mode and going back to some wireframe. We're going to be creating or turning the blade into a more blade looking object. So at the moment it's just a plain rectangle. I need you to make sure that up the top here where it says perspective, mine says realistic next to it, and if I click with my left hand button on that, I need to make sure that edged faces is also turned on. With edged faces we can see the different segments that are on our rectangle, which we're going to be using very shortly. So over here, if you can make sure that you click onto your Modify tab, that's just next to the Create tab, your Modify tab, and as you can see we currently have length segments of 1, width segments of 1 and height segments of 1. We need to create extra segments along this shape that we can then manipulate. If we forget to put segments in, we are limited to the points and the edges and the faces that we can manipulate. So I'm going to put in maybe 4 length segments, 4 width segments, and let's go 3 height segments. So as you can see, my shape now has all of these line segments that have been created on the shape. This must be done before we turn it into an editable poly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click on my shape, go to Convert to, and I'm going to convert it to an editable poly. The editable poly allows us to edit things either by vertex, which are points. These little points, we can click on them and we can edit them how we wish. We can move them, rotate them, delete them, weld them, and manipulate them. We can also manipulate by edges. An edge is a line that is connected to another, or one point to another, which is a line. You can click on it once or you can click on it twice and it will select the whole entire line on that point. So one click selects the singular line, a double click selects the whole entire line, which is really good for these particular segments that go around the whole shape, because if I click it once, it does a small line. If I click it twice, it does the whole one all around the shape. We can also edit it by a border. We actually don't use this one, so I would avoid the border because it gets too complicated. We can manipulate by polygon. Polygon is going to be the face of a shape. A polygon is a triangle, but as you can see here, a rectangle is highlighted, which means that's 2 polygons at once. They have not been separated. Or we can edit by element. An element means that it's going to select the entire shape. The ones that we're going to be looking at today is the vertex, edge, and the polygon.